history of the Napoleonic Wars class. I was talking about the Christmas after Napoleon becomes first consul. They attempt to assassinate him with basically
The
a
infernal machine.
infernal machine. Yes, a clockwork cart loaded up with explosives, and it was sitting there along the street that his carriage was going to pass on the way to the opera house, and it blew up a little late, and so it took out the carriage behind Napoleon's, killing some of his staff or colleagues or whatever. But I tell the sad story because they had, whoever it was who'd set things up for the assassination, had paid this little girl, this little peasant girl, to hold the horse's reins so the horse wouldn't move. And so she got vaporized, or in the process of the cart exploding. So the kids, are saddened by that. I'm like, yeah, it was kind of, here, hey kid, here's a couple of silver pieces. Hold on to this for a second. Knowing she's not going to be spending that money anytime soon.
That's probably
It is considered
heartless.
It's considered the first car bomb.
Yes, yeah.
It's considered the first car bomb.
Yep.
Heartless monarchist. Yep, that's it.
Yep.
See, if you'd written a check, then you wouldn't have had to waste the silver.
And some would say the English were at behind the whole thing.
No, there were enough Republican, folks that were still very much in favor of keeping the French Revolution going. That there was enough internal, division that people.
I like to point my fingers at the British.
Well, and that's always a good one.
I think it was the Allies.
Yep. So. Yeah, I'm sure later there were other attempts, but that was the one that was sort of famous for having been the first sort of.
But they didn't get a song like Guy Fawkes.
No, and they don't have a celebration. So what can you do? They don't have.
It's all very businesslike.
Yep. All right. Well,
it's really hard to get. It's really hard to get behind some royalists.
Yep. So we were just chatting. I think we've got a sense of who's where and what, and I think we got everybody here. It looks like we got 9 people in, which is terrific, amazing indeed. And I'm not sure. We wanted to find out where people are. So that way we have some sense of what's going on. We know that there's some people that have deep personal antagonisms towards each other, and they should not be sitting opposite side the tables of each other.
I'm looking at you, Hawkins.
So we just need to make sure that Rick and Mike aren't facing off against each other, and then we should be fine. I don't know.
He's a big bully.
Is that it? I don't know.
Should we introduce ourselves?
Yes, that would be great. Why don't we do that? So we've got, we got 3 people watching right now. Grim Harbinger is saying, I'm so excited. Hey, don't make me come in there. I mean, I would have loved to play, but I doubt you want me. Well, I know that right now I think we have as many people as will kind of work well. So, but maybe on a future game, Graham will get you involved. Cool. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and introduce ourselves so we know where everyone's at and who everyone is. So let's start alphabetically with the letter A. A is for Alex. Alex, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Alex. I am some of you. I'm playing on the Wednesday night. Mont Saint Jean just finished up Ligny with Brendan and the crew. I am a longtime fifth edition rules guy. I'm still learning 30, so I may make some errors and ask questions. But I will be commanding 6th Corps on the French side.
And the 6th Corps, who is that? Is that Marmont?
That's Marmont.
Okay.
That's the Marines.
Cool.
And I am, right now, my guys are deployed just to the left of the Viceroys.
Okay, they're on readout
be
4, 5, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, cool.
3, 4, and 5 is where they're situated right now.
Cool. All right. Next in alphabetical order is going to be, I believe, Brennan.
All right. Hey, folks. I've been playing La Bataille since about 1987. We discovered it as, this beautifully published series that was coming out back then with Talavera and Albuera with the incredible artwork. And just have really enjoyed playing the series ever since. I spent years and years playing only 3rd edition. And then in the last maybe 5 or 6 years, I've started to do some of the more recent editions, 5th edition or Regs XXX or whatever. It's been really fun to get engaged with the community here online and at Consim and stuff. It's been really fun. On the French side, I'm going to play Napoleon and the French reserves, like Ney and the Young Guard mostly.
Okay, cool. All right, I guess if we're still going by alphabetical order, I would be next. So I am Eric Holmgren. I've been playing this game for, not this particular one, but the series since the mid-'80s when Clash of Arms started printing. And my fellow wargamer buddy, Robert Bond, who will introduce himself later, he and I have been playing these off and on for decades and love the system. This will be kind of the second time playing Regs 30 with any consistency. So I'm sure I'll be making lots of mistakes and making lots of complaints about it. So just be prepared for that. That's it. I'm going to be, I didn't want to have as active a role. So I'm just going to hang out on the west side of the Weiseritz with a few of the units that are over here and let everybody else have a little bit more fun. And that way, then maybe I could bounce around and kind of go from spot to spot on the map. So that way people who are watching the video could kind of see more than just what I'm looking at when I'm dealing with my command. So I was hoping to be a little bit more, journalist and playing slightly as well. So that's kind of how I envision my role. So, all right, next in line. Oh, this gets really tricky because we got a whole bunch of M's. And so let's go ahead, and I'm going to say Matt is probably first.
Hi, nice to talk to all you guys. I've been watching the Moskova game for a few months. I started playing La Bataille in 1976. I got the very first set of box of La Bataille de la Moskova and from GDW, and I played it at length, and then I fell out and didn't do any Napoleonic wargaming until probably 2 years ago. And I started back up, and I've read through the new rules, and I've got some of the games, but I'm really a very junior player. I haven't had an opportunity to actually play it. I kind of fell into the Battles of Napoleon series, so that's where I've been doing most of my Napoleonic stuff right now. And it's just a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, and for those of you who are watching, Matt and I did a series of live streams of Sound of Drums, Alau 1807 game. And we've been doing some play testing of their soon-to-be released Quatre-Bras. And is it Wartensburg?
Wartenberg. Wartenberg is, yeah, it's a 2-pack with Quatre-Bras.
Yeah, so that game, we're doing play testing on those now. And in theory, they'll be out maybe sometime later this year or early next year. Cool. All right. So now we are going to go to the next set of we've got Michaels. We've got 2 Michaels. So let's go with Mr. Hawkins because H comes before S. So Mike Hawkins, go.
Hi guys. I've been playing war games probably from, I don't know, 60 years. Started at a very young age. I am on the French side, and I'm just outside the garden here, playing the 14th Corps.
Cool. So you have Saucier's core?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Great. So now let's go to
Probably me.
Michael S. Yes.
All right. Hello, everybody. Michael S. And let's see. This is gonna be my third go around of La Bataille. My first one was with Mitch, who I've christened as Wargame Jesus, so feel free to call him that as well. At Consume Expo a few years back, and then most recently in the Muscat game, where I was had a couple of different commands, Poniatowski and Jeannot's core of Westphalians, and then who was it? A heavy cav division, basically. So all I've ever played is Regs 30 in this system, so really loving it. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Cool. And then what post do you have in the Allied Army?
Oh, yes. So I am the Prussian commander. Eric had me at the mention of the name Kleist. So, yep, I was in at that. So, and that's going to be my command.
There you go. Cool.
Where's Kleist? I'm sorry, where's Kleist?
Kleist is over
Center
here,
right.
but Strehlen, this part of the world is where the Prussians are.
Gotcha.
Yep. So, cool. All right. Mitch, I think we're over to you now.
Wargame Jesus.
Very good. Although I'm not so Jesus-y looking anymore.
Did you get a haircut?
No, my beard's just longer.
So now you're Wargame Gandalf?
Well, I was looking more John, was it John Brown?
John Brown? Okay.
John Brown had a nice beard. Longstreet has a nice beard.
There we go.
Yes.
What, 1858 or 60, something like that?
There you go.
Harper's Ferry.
There you go.
Let's lead the revolution. I'll be commanding the Austrian army alongside of Eric. I don't think we have an exact division of where all that will happen, but we're going to try to coordinate together well.
Good.
I have played, I'm pretty much a Regs 30 guy myself. I did play one game of, was it first edition? Something like that, or whatever it was we were playing. Or third, what did we play at?
You guys had some weird. Oh no, we played some Premiere when you hopped in and joined us at Austerlitz. Yeah, so you got a little.
So Premiere
bit of
was
that,
was
yeah.
extraordinarily dissatisfying experience.
Yeah.
But I do love Regs 30 with all its quirks. This will be my third game as well on Regs 30, and I'm looking forward to killing a bunch of Frenchmen.
There we go. Well, there are no shortage of Frenchmen out there. Speaking of which, let's check in with. Oh no, Mr. Bond, R.O. So R.I. comes first. So Rick, Mr. Rick White.
Hello. Yes, I'm new to La Bataille. So I've only been playing for a few years. And I will be playing the Russians.
There we go.
Not much to say yet.
Nope. But when you do, you have to say it with your most authentic Russian accent that you can muster. Piece of cake. All right.
Yeah, it's
and
fine.
now, finally, last but not least, Mr. Robert Bond.
Yeah, so let's see. As Eric said, we've been playing La Bataille since the 80s, and we've played all the different rule sets. But Regs 30 was new for me with Moskova, so it's still kind of new for me with this game too. But I'm getting a hang of the rules. What else? My command. I think I must have married into the Bonaparte family because I've been given the command of the Guard.
The Guard.
Yes.
So who is...
Along with some additional bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces. So is anyone playing Victor's Core? Or are you deploying Victor's
Matt,
Core?
that's Matt.
That's me.
Oh, Matt is. Oh, okay. All right. So Matt, you and I get to cross swords again. So
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
it's like, oh, we see each other on Thursday morning at 6 a.m. So here we see each other Monday night at 7 p.m. So no worries. Well, if
Watch
you,
out, guys. I've seen the bastard. I know him.
Yes, I'm a wily player there. So
Wily indeed.
indeed. All right. Well, we got all introductions down. Now what we need to do is start setting stuff up in some way, shape, or form.
I actually have one bookkeeping thing. I am on a farm, and my animals dictate my end time, and right now that's about 8:45. So I'm going to ask to get included earlier or held till the next day if it's after like 8:30.
Yeah, I think for the better part of this turn, we're going to be, or this session, we'll be setting up our units, and we might
Fantastic.
then put down some command points and start to do something. But I don't know that there's going to be a
We
lot
gotta
of.
probably
It's
discuss
an
the
ongoing
rules.
issue. The son does this every day.
Yeah,
We also got to discuss the rules, right? Specific
Yeah.
to the game. I know you
Yes.
emailed back and forth, but I wasn't totally clear on.
yeah. So
I suggest we start with a bit of a discussion first of the terrain across the map,
okay.
and then move to rules and special rules for the different armies.
Cool.
So the Dresden map is divided into 3 or 4 main sections. There's a western section which is divided off from the main map by the Weißeritz stream. That's the stream that runs from Plauen, you can see here, and then it runs down into the Elbe River, but it comes from way, way back. And that stream is uncrossable except at the bridges.
Well,
skirmish companies can hop across it, but nobody else can except maybe routes.
no, other units can cross it. Are we playing with where it's raining or it's not raining?
Not raining.
So on the 26th, which is the non-rainy day, a unit not in skirmish order must pay its full movement cost for making a voluntary crossing. That is, it must begin and end its crossing turn adjacent to the Weißeritz. Artillery cannot cross except at the bridges. So infantry and cavalry.
That's beautiful.
Can
That's
cross
great.
it.
I missed that rule.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
That's super.
It's on the back side of the movement chart. And if you have the original game, if you guys don't have the original game, I'll scan it and send it to you, because I did find some errors that whoever put these charts together had made, not getting all the
We
data.
can cross the Weißeritz without a bridge. It just takes a full movement. Start
It would-
next
yeah.
to it. And,
Yeah, except unless you are in skirmish order.
okay.
Yeah,
That's really helpful. Great to know that.
yeah. It had come
I
up
was just-
in our discussion. So
That's great. I was just going over based on the charts in this vassal, and it doesn't have the back.
yeah,
Cool. Then the other major river that divides the map is called the Landgraben. It's a irrigation ditch, a deep one, off to the east, and it divides the central section off from the eastern side. What are the movement rules to cross the Landgraben for infantry, cavalry, and artillery?
so give me a second. I'll pull those up. So we've got those handy as well. So drainage ditch. So there's drainage ditches over on the west side of the map that don't have the word Landgraben written next to them. And then the ones that say Landgraben on them over on the east side of the map are specifically Landgraben. So
Like the Landgraben it's that main course of it. The
Yep.
little ones that are tributaries, they're just ordinary drainage ditches.
Yes.
But the Landgraben itself is the big one.
Yep.
So what about, so these ones right here are not Landgraben?
That's regular ditch.
These are regular? Okay.
Yeah. And so there are some drainage ditches in other spots, but they're not the Landgraben. The Landgraben were deeper than the others. So a regular drainage ditch, it's +2 for infantry to cross, +3 for cavalry to cross, and +1 for skirmishers or leaders. The Landgraben is +4 for infantry to cross. Cavalry can't cross it. Skirmishers, it costs +2, and leaders can't cross it. And neither of them can be crossed.
Except at bridges, right?
Well, right, but yes. So we're talking about non-bridge areas. So obviously,
Yep.
if there's a bridge,
And-
then your gun.
You have to be in row column to use the bridge, though, correct?
No, combat formation gets a +2 or 3 or 4, but can cross. You don't have to go into road.
Oh, you don't have to go on the road to use the bridge to cross. Okay, that was my question.
Yeah, so if you look further down on it, and I'll scan these and send these guys to you. But if you're just crossing at a bridge, it's +2 for infantry, +3 for cavalry, +1 for artillery, +1 for skirmishers, no extra cost for leaders. So obviously, if you are in road, then you're getting it's just treated like as a road hex. There's no, but if you're not in road, if you're in column or line or whatever else, then you're paying that extra cost when you're crossing at the bridge. So you do not have to be in road column to cross at a bridge.
I'm sorry.
Sure. Go ahead.
If you're not in road column, then you pay the extra. But if
Correct.
you're not in road column, that means cavalry cannot cross it. Cavalry can only cross in road column across the bridge, correct?
No.
Because it says not passable for Landgraben.
So if you go further down where it says bridge, right? There
Bridge,
is
yes.
one that says bridge. So you see the bridge, you're paying +3 to cross in a non-road formation at a bridge.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll be
and
quiet.
that's true for any bridge, whether it's over a stream, over the Weißritz, over the Landgraben. It's that extra cost. Or the
I had the
bridges
same
that are
thought
there.
as well. So I had the same discussion with Brennan last night on the whole.
So this battlefield is very interesting. It has quite large clear areas, but it's also quite broken up by these very annoying drainage ditches and the major Landgraben and Weißritz. So it's, there are big areas of clear, and then it's broken up as well.
Right. Now,
it has a really good road network.
Yeah.
The gray roads and the brown roads are all half, like they're all high quality roads all over the map.
yeah, I mean, it's not like a little trail or this or that. Everything is considered a road from what I can see. There doesn't seem to be any roads and highways. It's all half movement points.
So people in road column can truck pretty fast all over the map.
Yep. And same way with the city streets. And the city streets are the ones that are in the Altstadt and the Neustadt. Basically where you've got the market squares and grand plazas and things like that. And then let's see.
Some other things worth talking about are the fortifications and redoubts and special structures.
Yep.
So the French have these a ring of 5 major redoubts around the city. They have good fire defense on their redoubt sides, and they're quite weak from the rear. They're occupied by heavy long-range batteries. The batteries are invulnerable, but the crews are actually quite vulnerable. Like they have a fire defense of maybe 20 or something, but it's quite feasible to get decent firepower against them and knock out the crews.
Right, or if you assault the hex and you win, you can also kill or drive the crew away.
You can assault over the fort hexes or through the back.
Right.
Either way, so they're definitely feasible to take. It's not necessarily easy or painless, but it's definitely doable.
Right.
Then the city of Dresden, if you look up close, right around the outside is a rubble wall, which is the remainder of the medieval wall. It's like this little set of broken rocks all around the city. And that gives +2 fire defense, and it blocks cavalry. Cavalry can only enter the city through the gates, through the road gates.
Right.
So you can't charge into it and stop?
That's right. Cavalry can't cross it at all.
Okay.
Yeah, except here at where the
Well,
roads
can I
are.
charge into the hex though? Can I charge into this hex?
Through the gate, yes, but not through the rubble wall.
Well, there's no wall there. You're saying that rubble represents a rubble wall, not the.
Yeah, well, where there's a road crossing it, that's a gate. You can charge through there.
Right, and it's not so much a lot of it. Some of it is like houses that got knocked down to make the rubble wall. So if you look at those hexes that are out here, these were people's houses. They got smashed up to make the rubble wall here on the suburbs.
Yeah, and that's what I'm asking. Can I like charge into that hex that has some rubble in it?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
considered clear, but you see this part here,
It's the hex side.
right?
that
The
is a
hex
wall.
side, that's the wall. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And if the hex side is broken by a road, obviously you can charge
Go.
through that. And then there's even a woods off to the east, a little green woods that has no wall around it, so cavalry could move through that and then on into the city.
Yeah, this
So that's
particular hex here.
interesting. And then another feature is the Prince Anton stone-walled garden. That's kind of a little bit east of center. And that has special structures at its corners. And like any special structure, if it's not garrisoned, you can just move into it even from the outside for a cost of 3 movement points. But if it's garrisoned, you can't assault it except at the gate.
Where's the gate?
The gate's
It is
right
It
here.
says, it says Prince Anson Garden. Or,
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the only gate. All right.
That's the only gate. You can also attack it from the backside where it has
Right,
soft hedges.
Yeah, there's no, so it's only got the wall along the sort of eastern facing and northern facing portion of it. So the back is open.
There's a little bit of unclarity in the rules as to whether it's possible to fire muskets and cannons and hit units in that garden behind the stone wall. Maybe, maybe not, but we're going to play it that you can hit. So firepower is effective coming in from the outside over the stone wall against.
So it doesn't block LOS. So like if you have a guy here, can I shoot from here to there?
No, it would be blocked by the forward hex, which is treated
Okay.
as a special structure.
Got it. Okay.
But that special structure is vulnerable to fire.
Mhm.
It's not invulnerable. So then moving inward in the city is the fortress. And the fortress has big mortars on the bastions, which are really cool. They fire to a range of 16 with indirect fire. They're not very accurate, but they have an unlimited ammo supply and stuff. So they, as you get towards Dresden, they definitely play a role. And then the fortress, I think it makes the most sense to play with the ordinary walls, not the gates, should be movable. Like you can move into them. You have to hop across the moat. That's just like a stream, +1 movement point. And then moving into the walled hex side is like moving into a special structure if it's not garrisoned. But if it is garrisoned, then you can only assault at the gate. So you can attack the fortress by firepower from the outside all around it, but you can only enter it if it's garrisoned by driving through the gates.
Right, attacking at the gateways. So there are, I
Yes.
believe, 3 gateways.
Three gateways.
1, 2, and 3.
So
would a unit here block access to these 2 hexes?
well, there's no zone of control that extends into the fort because it's a special structure. So there's no zone of control.
Okay.
If an attacking unit was able to get in there by scaling the wall, now it's in the fort, right? We should think about whether these are clear or town. They're probably town hexes or something. So
They're city
if that
hexes.
happens,
Those
city
are
hexes, right?
city
If that
hexes,
happens,
yeah.
these would be open squares, but these are city hexes here. So.
So the city hexes are the ones that are in the Altstadt, which is the in that fortress, in that star fortress. The town hexes are ones that are out here in the suburbs, and then any other villages out in the hinterland that have a red tile roof are considered villages. I mean, are considered
Or
towns.
considered
town,
towns. Are considered towns.
Yeah, and the brown roofs are the.
So this
The brown roofs are a village.
Yes.
That's a town hex.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then inside the city, there's other special structures. Anything that's a palace or a church or whatever, those are special structures, even tougher than the city hexes. From an attacker's point of view, from the allies' point of view, it actually is feasible to close into short range on the fortress, to line up infantry, sometimes with supporting artillery, around the bastions, fire at the bastions, and knock out the mortar crews. It's doable. It's painful, but it's doable. So it's worth keeping in mind.
Cool. All right.
And the reason that's useful is because the victory conditions, we should probably talk about the victory condition.
Yes. So are we done talking about terrain?
I think we are, unless anybody has
Quick
questions.
question on the terrain. Does this game support me putting the brown buildings, trying to set them on fire, forcing units out?
Yes. So we do have the ability for stuff that are villages to catch fire, particularly since we're
Okay.
not playing that it's raining cats and dogs in this scenario. So there is rules for that, and I can just quickly read them for you. Fire attacks conducted by artillery on hexes consisting primarily of the brown roofs, and there you've got a 65 or 66 on the die. In addition to whatever casualties will set the hex on fire. If the firing player, however, states prior to executing his fire attack that his intention is to set the hex alight, then any die that will result in a casualty will set it on fire. Mark such a hex with a fire marker provided in the counter mix. The number of hexes that can be set alight is limited to the number of, well, this is a vassal game. I don't know that way there's a limit. And so that's it. So
we should probably put a limit on it, shouldn't we?
Well, I can always take a look and see what it is. But
20?
yes, the idea is that you can, as part of your fire, set something on, but it doesn't have the caveat that if you're in the hex and you roll an 11 or 12, that you set the hex on fire, which is the case with a couple of other games where you can set your own hex on fire if you roll badly enough. This one is only if you're and it's only artillery fire. It's not musket fire. It's only artillery fire that can set it on. That can set a hex ablaze.
So when it says primary, so does that mean this hex, like I said, ablaze, even though it has one red building in it?
I would say that is a village hex.
Yeah. So
Because it's like primarily. It's not. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your so like this one has 3 in it, so it's probably half.
I think they've said someplace that 2 red roofs is a town hex, but less than 2 is village.
Okay, I can go with that.
Yeah, that sounds as good as anything else. Cool. Any other?
And does the church have anything special?
Churches are considered
Churches
special
probably
structures.
can't be set on fire, probably.
Yeah, and they can't be set on fire. And
It doesn't
neither are
increase
the-
command range or anything. It's just straight up special
Um,
stuff.
So special structures, let me read it here real quick. It's not as detailed as we like. So let's talk about it. So it's walled farms, churches, and palaces. You can only have 6 increments attack per gate. And of course, if you're inside, you can only use up to 6 increments for your defense. And I think for shooting as well. Up to 6 increments for assault. Only 6 parts belong, for example, a battalion with 10 increments, blah, blah, blah. No, it doesn't seem to. So it only looks like it's affecting your melee. So so if there's only 1 gate in, you could only attack with 6 increments.
Okay. And then my last question, we can be done. Attacking across this, anything special?
Where are you clicking?
This hedge?
He's looking at the great gardens, the gross garden.
Oh,
Okay, that's all decorative. So those are all clear terrain, except there's a palace that's kind of in the middle. So the palaces can be attacked from multiple hexes. It's only like the walled farms or this Prince Anton garden that specifies that there's like a gate that you can go through. Otherwise, you could have, you could attack from 4 or 5 hexes on the palaces. Yeah, so you just have to kind of zoom in and see where the gates are, and for the churches where the door to the church is, kind of a thing. And then that's the hex that you'd be able to attack from in theory.
So everything in the garden basically is clear hex, decorative, except for the palace in the middle.
Correct.
Okay.
And my understanding is that same thing applies to these sort of trees here too. These are just clear.
Yeah, the ones that are what along the roadways and stuff like that.
Yeah, these are nothing. They don't block sun.
Yeah,
line of
no,
sight.
they're just
already
there to look pretty. You need something that's got a
about
lot
the-
more stuff in it, like the orchards and woods and stuff.
How about like there's a couple places with walls, like villages with walls around them, like Klein Hamburg. Is that a you have-
Hamburg?
That's a
Where's
special
Hamburg?
structure. That's a fortified farm.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
just-
So this is that.
Okay.
That's a special structure there, yeah. And
Okay,
this is
that's
a
okay.
special structure.
another one
The
there.
Chaffery is a
Further
special
south.
structure.
But these right here, hold on. These are just decorative. These
Yep,
little
yep.
look like little fences. That's all decorative.
That's a village.
Yeah, but the fence line is just decorative.
Yeah, yeah. Just like in
The
Alo.
Waterloo game has some meaningful hedgerows, but not here.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
You want to talk about victory conditions, just so people have that in mind?
Sure. So if the Allies don't all commit ritual suicide, it's a victory for the Allies.
Jeez.
If they do, then it's a victory for Napoleon, unless he also commits seppuku. Let's see. So the from what I'm seeing here for scenario 4, which is what I thought we were playing, minus the bad weather. Decisive for the French. No enemy units in good order remain on the map at the conclusion of the last turn. A substantial, no enemy units in good order remain on the map east of the Weißritz at the conclusion of the last turn. And French victory, no enemy units in good order remain on the game map west of the Weißritz at the conclusion of the last turn. So those are the victory conditions for the French. Now, the scenario doesn't specify the victory conditions for the Allies, but it's my understanding that they are the same as they are for scenario 3. I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Which is?
I thought they were kind of listed there someplace.
Well, I'm looking at the actual scenario booklet that came with the game. So it's only got, under scenario 4, it only lists the victory conditions for the French there. Let's see if they're listed anywhere else.
In the Regs 30 special rules, I think it does names the.
I'm looking at it right now. I don't see it. It just says victory conditions for the French. It has no, not that I see for the Allies.
Yeah, and so when we had played this last year at Consim, we had used I think Ed had said or there was maybe a post on Consim forums saying use the victory conditions for the Allies that are, the same as scenario 3. So I'll
killer
read those
capture-
and then we can take a look and see.
That's my understanding.
Yeah. Because they're not actually listed in the book, which is what you would call a slight, just a slight omission. So for the French, for the foes of Napoleon, kill or capture Napoleon the First. A major victory would be to capture Frederick Augustus, the King of Saxony, or capture and have under control at least one of the gates of the Altstadt so that a friendly unit would be able to enter the first interior hex of the old city without having to conduct melee to do so. Marginal is to hold, occupy, that is move, or hold all of the numbered readouts at the end of the scenario. So a major victory would be to capture Frederick Augustus, or capture one of the gates to the Altstadt, or capture and hold all 5 of the numbered readouts. A marginal one would be to hold 2 of the 5 readouts at the end of the scenario. So that's what we had used last year. Now, is there something different in the regs bulletin?
No, it's the same.
Okay.
It's basically under scenario 6, the whole battle, and it has the same. So for the allies, it's break into the fortress, or capture and hold all 5 redoubts. That's the medium-sized victory, and then the marginal victory is hold 2 of the redoubts.
Right. Cool.
Rick,
All right.
quick question regarding the readouts. Are the guns fixed, or can they just turn any way they want?
So
Or the directions.
So
They
the
can
guns,
fire out any of the redoubt hex sites.
So the
Okay.
the guns actually they fire like a normal gun here, and
Okay.
you would have to turn them. So say you wanted to have this. So I'm over at readout number 3. So right
Yep.
now the way it is, it's firing 1, 2, 3 like this,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
If you wanted to turn it and face it somewhere else, then during
I'd
whatever the
actually leave
regroup
that
phase or
180.
something like that, then you would turn
Yeah.
it to face these
Okay,
other 3.
so they can turn. Okay.
It
Yeah,
seemed
yeah,
like
they can turn.
you have to turn it like this to shoot out. You have
Yep.
to point the guns where it shoots.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
You have to
Okay.
point the guns. Yeah,
The normal front. It has a normal three hex front, basically.
correct.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
So it
Can
has
they
it here on
change
page
facing without
2.
being in command, or do they have to be in command to change facing?
So it says here the
That's the
artillery
regroup
counter
all
in the
that.
readout hex has 3 front hex sides per all unlimbered artillery units, as indicated by the cannon. The facing of the counter may be shifted when it's legal to shift artillery facings. So I presume that there's, during one of the
regroup.
activations, there's a opportunity for units to change facing, right? I seem to recall like regroup
I think it's
phase
in
or something
regroup.
like that. Yeah,
I just regroup race, I think.
yeah.
Regroup.
Yeah. So
And do
that's
the mortars
Regroup
fire
requires to be in
twice,
command,
or
but you have to be
only in the
command to
artillery
change facing.
chit?
so the howitzers, my understanding
Howard.
they just fire once per turn, so they don't fire twice. It's only your regular cannons that would fire when you do the fire phase at the end, and then when you do the artillery phase. Although I don't know, since I've never played it with regs, I'm not sure if there's something that stipulates. Usually with regs, you can only fire howitzers once per hour, but I think they make an exception for that for this game.
I think I read something also that there has to be a line of supply to each of the readouts. So conceivably, couldn't the Austrians cut them off?
Oh, I
That sounds
see.
like fun.
So they don't have any ammunition? If we get around behind them, kind of a
I
thing?
thought I read that. I'm sorry. I'll go back and look it up and see if I find it
Yeah.
tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen right now.
It
Anyway.
is not going to happen this turn. I mean, we are preparing our airdrop with our Fallschirmjäger, but they're going to try to capture Napoleon right off the bat. So
Well,
Can I
there
ask
you
a
go.
question?
I hope you have Otto Skorsny with you.
we do.
We'll use our Russian partisans to do that.
Yes, the Russian partisans indeed.
Are we using ammo wagons?
Yeah, no, we're not going to use ammo wagons. We're not going to use ammo. It's just a big pain in the butt.
So what? We're using that new rule, right?
No, I
Do you
think
want-
we're just going to.
Oh, yeah.
We're just so I think what had gone was, you still have to be able to trace back to somewhere where you could resupply your guns. So say for example you're with a battery and you've kind of gotten cut off, right? So you can't trace to a little road or a trail within 6 or 5 or whatever it is, right? So then you'd start to count down your ammo until you run out or you get back into supply. I think that was the idea that Brennan had put out there.
And the reason for that is that there's a really dense road network all around this map. And so, and with artillery firing really, really fast on all sides, even if we were using ammo wagons, the pace of resupply is very, very likely to keep up entirely with the fire pace. So it's almost just extra work to do ammo tracking, unless the depots get cut off. And where are the depots for the sides?
So the depots. Let me pull that up here real quick.
It's page 2, 3.
While you're doing that, the bashing guns of Dresde only fire during the artillery action chip, unless firing defensive, in which case they may fire in a foe to provoke segment as well.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, that's easy. So the French depot is the road leading off the northern part of the map here to Koningsbruck. That's there in the Neustadt. So that hex there. The depot for the Russians.
And the Allies could conceivably blow up the 3 bridges crossing the Elbe, in which case the supply is cut off until the bridges are repaired.
Yeah.
I suppose that could happen on some, once again, improbable possibility. The Russians have theirs here at the road off of Topirna. They're on the east side of the map. And the Allies, the Prussians and the Austrians, have theirs here on the road to Dippelswald.
Eric,
Down here on
is
the
it
south
the
side.
Austrians and the Russians, or the Austrians and the Prussians to the south?
So it's the Austrians and the Prussians here to the south. It's the Russians to the east.
Yeah.
So the Russians are here at Pirna.
It's the Prussians. It's just Prussians on the 27th over to the east.
Well, I'm trying to see which flag is what. So here, let me read it. So on the 27th, okay. So I just mixed up the flags. So it's the Prussians are the road to Pirna, and then the Russians and the Austrians are at the road to Dippelswald. So there you go. I couldn't tell looking at the tiny little pictures on the card who was who. So,
The Prussians have an eagle with 1 head, and the Russians have an eagle with 2 heads.
yeah, no, this is too small to see. So all I can see is they both have like a Maltese
blob.
cross,
A blob.
and there's a Maltese cross that's white, and there's a Maltese cross that's black and red. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not sure who's who. So, okay. All right, so that's it as far as depots go. Anything else?
Just to make it complicated, the Austrians have a doubled eagle too.
Yes, they do. And don't forget about the Poles.
Poles have a single-headed eagle.
Oh, they had 2 heads, but it got chopped off.
Well, that was after the last partition.
Yes, exactly.
1793.
Damn Russians
The
took our damn head.
That's right.
The
When it was
Byzantines might show up too. You never know.
yes, exactly. Oh, the Byzantines. Robert would know about that. Okay.
Yep.
Anything else we need to think about before we start putting pieces out on the map?
There are a couple of minor details in the vassal module which make it worth reading as you set up each unit. Read the rules for that group. One of them is that I think in the vassal module, there's a Prussian brigade at the town of Gostritz, which I think is the 10th or 9th or 11th brigade of the Prussians. And these guys are shown in vassal with huge losses to start the game with. But in the rule book for the 27th, they have no losses.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're talking about. Huh. That's interesting.
So I think that's most of the error is in that. It may be like they were playing a day one and that Prussian brigade took huge losses, and so they, reconstituted them with the losses. But I think those actually don't need to be taken, so they can be removed.
Right. Yeah, they've got same way with the brigade that's over there at Torna. It's got a bunch of hits on it. I don't know how much of that is legit. Because it looks like
So
half
when
of
you're
the
setting up, you're gonna
yeah,
check
yeah,
the
just double
rules.
check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're probably zeros. The rules has like 1 or 2 or 3 asterisks for losses that were taken.
Yeah.
And then on the French side, in the second corps under Victor, that's Matt's corps. I think the artillery was on the march during the night, and not all of it necessarily arrived. So if you read the rule book about the setup, I think the second corps artillery, there's like a 50-50 chance that any given battery will not have arrived.
Right. And the same thing for Marmot, except it's not
Mars
a
1 chance
50-50.
in 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with Marmot's artillery, if you roll a 6, it doesn't show up. And with Victor's, I believe it's, odd or even whether it's going to show up, kind of a thing.
So
I have to
Matt
roll-
can check carefully, and Alex, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Is that in the special rules?
Yeah, that's in the special rules. So here, I'll read it real quick so you guys can
Please.
look at it. So let's see.
What's the number?
For Victor's corps, prior to deploying these batteries, the French player rolls a 1 die for each. Odd results. The battery does not arrive this day, but instead arrives during the first reinforcement phase of the 28th if we continue to play. Even, the battery is deployed normally. So for Victor's corps, odd, they don't arrive. Even, they do arrive. For Marmot's corps, that is the 6th corps, prior to deploying any batteries belonging to the 6th corps, 1 through 5, the battery is deployed normally. A 6, the battery does not arrive today, but instead arrives on the 28th. So that's for all of the division guns, corps guns, all that stuff. For both of those 2 divisions. Otherwise, everybody else has got what they're supposed to have. And then I think Saint-Cyr, his corps might have some hits because they were fighting quite a bit the day before. I know there's some Austrians that have got some hits as well. There's probably a few Russians here or there.
Those are worth going through as you deploy the units, but I think most of them, other than that one big Prussian guard, they're mostly pretty accurate to the rules, but that one was like overdone.
Yep.
Did you want to talk briefly about what the choice is for some of the Austrian capabilities in or out of villages and like using the column formation for battalion mass?
Yeah, so I when we'd played this before, we had used them when they were in battalion mass facing towards a hex side, just like a column. And the wording that's in the rule book is not very elegant. So it caused us a lot of confusion the first time we played it. And then when we played it last year, I took a lot of notes from what the Marshall guys had done, because they've published more games that have Austrian battalion mass than Clash of Arms. So they had it a little bit more refined. So we kind of followed their lead there, where it's very much like a column, except when you're attacked by cavalry, and then you're kind of like a square, except you don't have all the perks of being in a square. Now, my question with you, kind of that we'd sent back and forth with some of the emails, was regarding the units in general order terrain. Obviously, when this game was put together, designed, play tested, all the scenario rules, victory conditions were created. General order terrain meant that you don't have to roll for a pre-melee morale check. Obviously, Regs 30, for whatever reason, disregards that and makes general order terrain actually worse than being in clear terrain, which is counterfactual. But that's that's my hang-up with one of the hang-ups with Regs. It wasn't a case that Blucher was letting the French move into Ligny and then attacking them, or Napoleon letting the Austrians occupy Aspern Essling and then attacking them. He was actually, holding the villages and whatnot. So this idea that you're sacrificing firepower, but you're gaining better fire defense and this morale boost for being in, a town or woods or whatever else. So the commanders knew that. I don't know why this Regs 30 goes off script from all the other rules in the series this way, but that's how that is. So my suggestion would be to consider general order terrain, one where you don't fail your morale check. You might not roll well enough to get the doubling effect for your firepower or the column shift, but you're not going to disorder as a result of failing. And that would be my suggestion for dealing with it. And, your people are welcome to say anything else, but it cuts both ways. Obviously, it's going to help out the Allies if they're defending, these villages out in the hinterlands. It's going to help the French when they're defending, the towns and woods and whatever else against the Allies. So that would be my suggestion.
Would you include in that suggestion the fact that in 5th edition, when you charge into general terrain, the attacker's thirded? Or no, you would not?
Oh, of course the attacker is still thirded.
Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure. I understood.
Cavalry attacker thirded. So, Eric, what you're suggesting is if you fail a morale check in general order terrain, you just don't disorder. It just doesn't give you the double firepower. Yeah. And you don't get the column shift. That sounds like a really cool way to handle it.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be.
I like that too.
Yeah, I think that's it's going to help both sides equally, depending on what's going on. But otherwise, without it, and then here's the other thing that so the rules have it so that way when, obviously in 5th edition, if you charge and the guy's in square or he's in battalion mass, you're not doubled for going 3 in a row. Here in Regs 30, unless I was mistaken, you guys were still doubling it for going 3 in a row, even though you're hitting a square or you're hitting general order or you're hitting whatever, which once again doesn't make sense and is a diversion from the regular rules. So that I don't know if we want to, because the rules say, obviously for battalion mass, you don't get the doubling effect for going 3 straight, just like you wouldn't if you're charging into the woods or charging into, a square or whatever else. So I don't know how you guys want to handle that, but obviously that's an issue because the Austrians, since they can't go into square, are extra vulnerable to cavalry charges.
Regs 30 gives a doubling to heavy cavalry that charges 3 in a row against infantry artillery. If you had a battalion mass, and battalion mass cuts the attack strength in half. So if a heavy cav was able to get the 3 hexes against battalion mass, it would be doubled but halved, so it would be normal. Right. And then if light cav charged at 3, it would be normal but halved for the mass. And if light cav charged at less than 3, it would be quartered. That feels fairly reasonable. And then Regs 30, which is very strange in this one thing, when you charge a square, heavy cav does get doubled if it's got the run up, but it's then thirded, so it's like 2/3 against the square.
Right. So here's my question: are you doubled charging 3 in a row into the woods, or into a swamp, or into a town? Right? I think Regs. I think Regs says you are.
I suggest we leave that particular detail to a later session because we're probably ready to start setting up. But that's a useful question, and there's probably a few more like pretty specific ones like that.
Yeah. Is there a counter that shows battalion?
No. So all of the Austrian infantry are presumed to be in battalion mass unless they are deployed in skirmish or they're deployed in line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or they're deployed.
They don't have to make a morale check to go battalion mass. They don't have to make a morale check to go.
So they are. So here's what would happen, right? And this is more material for Matt than anybody else, or maybe for you too, Alex. If you charge them and they're in line, then they would, once you come adjacent, they make a morale check. If they pass, then they're going to condense into battalion mass, just like they would. It's like forming a rallying square kind of a thing.
A square, yeah.
Right? Except they're not really a square. You can't ride over them. So then they consolidate into battalion mass, and then you'd fight them or whatever you want to do. If they're already in battalion mass and you come riding up to them, then and they're the target. When you come adjacent, then they make a morale check. If they pass the morale check, then they're going to fight you. And if they fail, then they're going to disorder. So that's kind of how they're dealt with.
Okay.
While we're on that specific subject, so are we going to give the battalion mass as a +3 morale benefit? Like Square gets +6, battalion mass in Premier gets a +3. Should we give that to them?
I don't know. I can take a look at some of the stuff. I think when Rick and I had played it, we had some sort of benefit for the Austrians. And I think we borrowed some of the stuff from what the ME guys had used for battalion mass. And it seems only, and so here's the other thing, they can fire out like a square to 3 non-adjacent or non-contiguous hexes, but they fire at their printed value. But they only do that, I think they should only do that during the cavalry charge portion. When I was playing this with some of the fellas at Gettysburg, they were having the battalion mass firing out through their rear hex and stuff like that when infantry were going by. So I didn't see that as being. My general impression is that when they're dealing with infantry, they're kind of fighting like a column. They've got their front hexes just like a column, and then when they are engaged with cavalry or cavalry are charging past them, maybe they're not selecting those guys, but they're charging past them like somebody else. It'd be just like charging past a square. They get to fire out through that non-contiguous hex. But obviously, if there's infantry that gets around behind them, they're not going to be shooting out through their rear. I don't know. That's kind of how I interpreted it, and that kind of fits with how the ME rules for battalion mass had operated as well.
We can probably work that out in next session for
Yeah.
mechanics. Yeah.
Also, as a follow-up, Robert, to your question, if Austrian infantry is in line, it's always deployed as a 2-hex formation. That's another way to distinguish battalion mass versus line.
Well, and the other thing that we had done was, like, there's times that your stuff gets shot up so bad you can't deploy it into hexes. So we were allowing the stuff to be deployed in 1 hex line. So say, for example, I've got, a battalion, it's got 4 increments. It can't be in 2 hexes of line based on the rules. So it has to be in 1 hex of line. So that's how we had done it. And it would just face towards a vertex like anybody else would.
Eric, you're assuming that the Austrians are going to take casualties. I don't think that'll happen in this game.
Oh, I don't know. Matt, I think, is out to get me after what I did to him last time at Contrabas.
Speaking of casualties, we didn't have enough leaders killed in Moscow. We should get rid of the
You didn't do anything to me. I did it to myself.
We should get rid of the rule where leaders they can't be alone.
Oh, yeah.
They're very insecure. They need their yes men.
There we go.
They cannot be alone.
Okay, well, let's start putting
one other rule. One other
yeah.
rule is that once an hour, the Tsar, the King, and the Emperor have to ride out within artillery range of the French.
Okay. And we'll just send Moreau out there dressed like the Tsar.
What about the icon of Smolensk?
Oh, yeah, we need the icon of Smolensk, big time.
There you go.
All right, so we can start, if you've got your rules handy, otherwise you can kind of bring them up and start moving stuff around out there and getting things kind of where they're supposed to be.
Did you send the rules to people? I don't have the rules.
So there is a setup in the
Rick, can you pop into Coalition?
Oh, in the game?
Yeah. Not in the game, not in the Vassal one, but the setup is also mirrored in the link I sent you for the labataille.us, if you go to the rules for Regs 30 for Dresden, it's got the setup for scenario 4.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was at the bottom of the special rules.
Yeah, so it's probably in the, last third of that, of the special rules. It's got that there. All right.
We could go down to the French HQ maybe just to keep the dialogues separate.
That's fine.
And it's like
Sounds good to
nominally
me.
the French set up after the Allies, but I think we may as well get rolling.
I mean,
think
everyone
there's no
knows where
particular-
everything is. It's not
Yeah,
a
it's
big
pretty
surprise.
visible.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
French, we'll see you down in French HQ.
Troops. So all that cavalry there, I'm going to
Mhm.
shift it up north around Streisand. Streisand. And
Okay.
I'm going to move the guys that are in Blaswitz, which have been beat up from the day before. I'm going to move them as far west as I can in the woods. And then I'm just going to march along the woods, along the back end of the... Oh, man, I'm going to get shot at from the fucking cannons across the Elbe there.
Yeah, well, that's if
I'm gonna have
that's if he keeps the battery there. He might pull it away.
Yeah, but he's gonna look at my setup and then be like, "Oh, I don't care." Oh my God, why do I keep popping over there? I have to turn off player fucking
Yeah.
clip. Driving me insane already.
Did we ever answer the question about the artillery?
What about it?
Signing it.
What's the range of that artillery over there?
I thought that we were going to ask that.
Which artillery?
Oh, like the Austrian artillery reserve or the Prussian reserve artillery? Or is that just strictly just whoever the corps commander is? We can't assign it to anything outside of that. It's not an army
I
asset.
think we
that
have
Prussian?
to. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we could check here, but
It'd be kind of cool to leverage that and assign some of the cav to the Russians too, but I suspect that it's all going to be under the reserve column.
I mean, there's a ton of cavalry at Seldlitz, which I think is Prussian cavalry.
Seydlitz?
Yeah.
That's all Prussian.
But I mean, I'm just gonna sacrifice my young Russians against the young guard as I drive towards the redoubt. But
So you're gonna head towards 1, okay?
yeah.
You're gonna try to take Strazen too?
No. Maybe with any reserves that come on.
Okay, because you're
My cavalry's gonna come around there between Streisand and Woods, hopefully. And any reinforcements I have coming in, I'll have them go to Streisand and go straight down. But I want to stay on the east side of the Landgraben.
Yeah, oh God, that's right.
So that anything they want to attack me with is going to be a little more challenging, and I'll have time to react, basically. But can I flood? He has a young guard there, and that's probably going to be more than enough to stop me. And there's a bunch of artillery, cavalry artillery. Fudge. That I don't know. I mean, he has good stuff in that area. I don't know if I can do much by myself.
A Frenchman has joined your group, guys. So
hey,
here's
what's
the
up,
question.
Alex?
I think you have a decision to make. You get to knock down one of the 2 bridges between Plauen and the Elbe. Which bridge are you guys going to take out? There are 2 bridges there that you can take one down. By Lobata,
Oh, give me a second. Let me
you
take
get to
a look
destroy
here real
one of
quick.
them.
Okay, the player.
But
has the option
discuss
to
all your
destroy
plans.
one
Don't
of
worry
the
about
two.
me.
Yeah. This bridge may be
So yeah, I'm
repositioned.
gonna try to take out the King of Saxony. I'll send my guys straight in there.
Should we tell him about the
He's
ninja we
expecting
hired to
you.
assassinate Napoleon?
I think he's cooking omelets right now for you.
Right.
We have the boats. We're gonna take our boats.
Yeah, I
a
think
raft.
we're gonna dynamite this one here.
By whole stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
mark that. Hold on 1 second. There's got to be some sort of
There should be a bridge out marker somewhere here. Unit markers.
game marker, bridge marker, bridge out. Got it. You want to put that on there? I just
Yep.
dropped it by there, so it's
Yep. Cool.
Nice.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Thank you.
You're
I leave
welcome.
your planning up to you guys.
All right.
Now, if these rivers were flooded, that'd have been awesome.
Yes.
But I don't know. What do you think, Eric?
For what?
I'm just gonna move my Russians basically west towards the first redoubt.
That
and
sounds good.
Get pounded by the Young Guard, and then swing cavalry that I have up, and have them try to put pressure. But he has a lot of cavalry. I'm afraid of his cavalry. I'm really afraid of his cavalry. It's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 cavalry pieces. And 6 old guard fucking artillery. Must set up within 6 hexes of any windmill hex. Must set up within 3 hexes of.
Okay, I'm going crazy. Where is the chart for the command spans?
I assume it's normal 10, 6,
So it's
3.
yeah. So it's 10 from army commander to corps commander.
There it is.
6 from 6 from your corps commander to your divisional commanders or brigade commanders, and then 3.
Yeah.
So everybody's
Well-
the same as the French in that regard, except the French have got a range of 15 with Berthier.
Stacked with them. But I think that in Regs 30, all cavalry leaders are 3
Yes.
and not their skirmish values or anything like that.
Yeah,
or
not
whatever it was.
their command value. Yeah.
It depends if it's a brigade. If it's a brigade, it's brigade of units is 2.
Brigade to unit, cavalry unit is 2. Let me look.
Here's
So, like the 8th Sicilian, 7th Sicilian, and then von Mutzen at Gruna, that would be 2 hexes? Or would that be 3?
it's Silesian. That's Sicilian.
Whatever, it's Sicilian to me.
That is killing me, right? All right. Let's see. That is who is that? That's over von Mutis. Is that a brigade?
Can we stick with Sicilian? I think so. I'd rather have Sicilian. Sounds much cooler. Where's
That is
the
a brigade.
brigade?
Yeah.
Yeah. All of your.
So those would be 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's part of. It's under Kleist.
Yeah, it's not mine. My stuff's to the right of it.
Eric, I got a couple questions.
Sure.
Under the left wing Clono
Yes.
core, there's quite a few units on the we call it the setup chart or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Are those reinforcements? Are they dead? What are we talking
So
about
so
here?
at 5 o'clock, we get um, Field Marshal Meyer, and we get the 12th Regiment, 22nd Regiment, 3rd Regiment, 49th Regiment, and some batteries. So those guys show up at 5. So they are who is that? 12th, 22nd. And then these other people, yeah. So I don't think that they are showing up. Those are people that were included in the game, but maybe they're included on the grand battle where if it goes on into the 28th, they show
Okay,
up.
so the 6th Division is not available to us, and that artillery reserve is not available to us.
Yeah, so they show up actually the following day. Yep, all of that stuff.
What about the 1614, the major cavalry unit?
It had marched off the day before.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is the 58th
and one of their regiments marched off the day before as well. So they are there, and then they march off on scenario 3.
What about Cleno and his ADC? And
He shows
Cadillac?
up on the 28th. So
Okay, so all
we
that-
don't have him. So that corps cannot activate as a corps, and we don't have a corps leader over on that side of the
And
map.
you are ostensibly Gaiulai?
So yes.
Okay. Which means you've got the 2nd, 4th, and 3rd divisions.
Correct. But
Okay.
there's elements of the so those guys are there, but there are other troops like Mesco. His forces are there on the map, but his corps leader is not there. And Meyer, I think some of his stuff is there, and the rest shows up. So the 12th and the 22nd and the 3rd and the 49th. So I think the 61st and 62nd are on the map already.
Okay.
And I think
Am I
they
ostensibly
are.
then commanding the middle section of the Army of Bohemia?
Yes. So you're basically going to cover everything on the east side of the Weiseritz.
Okay.
So you've
All
got then that's going to be primarily.
And so I've got to be within my like for example.
So that's going to be Hesse Homburg is your guy that's on that side, and Guy Lau is over on my side. It's possible that we can have Guy Lau and Hesse Homburg in command from Schwarzenberg, depending on where you park Schwarzenberg.
Okay. Well, let's start there then. Where should we put Schwarzenberg?
We have to put him wherever he starts off, but then we can move him as things. So we have to go with whatever the setup is. But yeah, then we can move him. We can get everybody kind of lined up, so that way we can both potentially do an activation with the people we have.
I'm just trying to find him.
The asterisks represent increments lost, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, this is way off then.
So I can set up in Streisand, right? Within 12 of what you call it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Within 12 of Blazewitz?
Yeah, I can get in like one little city hex or town hex.
Oh, what do I want to do here?
Am I the right of the left wing? Is that what that means?
You are the so I am the far left wing, right?
So under the Army of Bohemia on page 28, I'm the right of the left wing.
Yes. So you are. So yes, you're the right wing of the left wing of the army. That's Hesse Homburg, right? And then
Okay.
Guy Lau, and we're just gonna get his name wrong every time.
And
We'll just call him Guy.
nobody starts activated.
No one starts activated, so we all have to kind of move, stack with the army commander, then be activated, then move back. So I'm pretty sure that that's the same as with 5th edition, where you kind of have that
Can you give me a
same.
rough idea where this army commander is? Because I can't find him. I don't know where he is.
Oh, Schwarzenberg? Yeah, he
Yeah, I don't even have any
is.
idea where he is.
Yeah, so he should be. Do 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 do.
Wait,
He's
what?
here. He's here with the Tsar and the King of Prussia and everybody else. He's there at
Oh, okay, okay.
Pestitz.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody does start activated then in that stack.
Yes. So we've got
And there's
as
Russian
far
leaders in
as
there.
yeah, and you've got some Cossack escorts, and you've got a bunch of replacement leaders and stuff like that. And Barclay de Tollet is over there too. And Barclay is the army commander for Rick and Mike. So he's going to have to move over towards the east during the leader phase and get everybody in some semblance of order.
So should I be setting myself up to eventually be able to move as a core?
Yes.
Please.
Ideally, that's what you want to do. Yeah. That way we.
Even though initially that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
For a couple of turns.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, all right. 2 is command span core to brigade leader. Is that the equivalent of a division? Divisional leader, 6 X's? It's not really called out in the chart.
So from a corps leader to a division leader is 6 hexes, yes.
But to a brigade leader.
It's from the corps leader to the brigade leader. Yeah, it's also 6 hexes. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure because it's not specifically called out in the chart. Oh, that's a crappy radius. All right.
Man, these troops suck.
You got your Landwehr there. You think you've got it bad?
Oh,
Yeah. My guys.
Do the woods block line of sight?
Do woods
You can shoot
block
into
line of
but not
sight?
through.
Yeah, you can shoot into but not through. Correct.
Okay. Not like brush or anything. All right.
Yep.
Okay, Eric, let's start with the units and kites. I guess that's where it says don't start, but where should we start?
So
I want to coordinate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you've got a bunch of stuff that's going on over on your side of the map. That's like over here. Rocknitz and Zetzernitz over here that don't really affect me. Where we've got stuff
I'm not familiar with these town names yet. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, they're there in the center,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
So those are the ones that are and kites. Obviously, those are your guys there. So it's going to be a case of the ones that might have an impact are going to be the ones that are south of the Weiseritz.
Observe.
So okay, so within rock, but there's no changing that, so that's done.
Yeah.
All right, so we got should we start with these guys?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
So what's going to happen is you've got all these guns that are unlimbered here, right? At some point in time, we're going to want to start pushing them forward, prolonging them, whatever the case might be. It depends on what the French do. If they come out and attack, which is a possibility, but you're going to want to start shaking stuff out, right? So if you think about it, this is the end of your line, right?
Okay.
These guys here should be deployed in sort of a checkerboard type of a pattern, right? So that way
Should
then
I just put them on the roads though, maybe instead?
I wouldn't put them in road column. I would just have them kind of here backing up the artillery, right? And then you can start
Okay.
moving them forward as you start to advance the artillery, right?
Okay.
And then, so you've got this group here is going to be kind of backstopping this group. This stuff here, what is that? That's another infantry division. So that's going to be backstopping this stuff here, right?
Okay.
And then further back, you've got your cavalry, I think. You've got a bunch of heavies here at Kites.
Yeah, we'll talk about those guys at the last
Yeah.
for sure. All right. Okay, so these units here, as I read this, they have to start within 6 hexes of this town.
Right. It says within 6 hexes of Kites and 9 of Rocknitz. So they're going to be more or less in the general vicinity of where they're at right now. So just kind of, spread them out in that general zone, for want of a better word.
And all to the left-ish.
Yeah, and then the other guys can be to the right-ish.
The cavalry can charge into general order terrain.
To my knowledge, yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Then a unit in line can go in a 2-hex formation crossing a stream, yes?
Yes.
So they could be on both sides of the stream.
They could, you're saying that they would straddle the stream with a stream in between them?
Yeah. Is that cool?
I don't know. I suppose if you got to do it, you got to do it.
One, two, three, four, five, six. So Eric, my choices are to set where I have it now, or be really aggressive and put it in the woods down that main road heading west, like in here. Which do you prefer? Where it now is set up within range of his corps commander, Wachenstein.
Yep.
So the assumption is they'll get an army commander over here, and I can move them over and come back. But
yeah, you're going to have Barclay head over that way. So Barclay's probably going to be in Gruna, and that way then he can support.
Yeah, so he'll be within range of that.
Yep, he should be able to support the Prussians and you. If you go further out, then you're going to be out of command.
Well, not out of command, but yes.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get the most bang for your buck,
Yeah.
if we want to put it that way.
Yeah. So is that okay, the way it's set up?
Yeah.
Now I put the guys in front in line. Should I put those guys in skirmish instead?
Provided you've got, somewhere for them to fall back to.
Oh, they'd have to be 1 hex away to fall back to?
Yeah, or next to general order terrain. So they could then,
Yeah, I don't really
hide
got
in that.
I'll just leave them in line then. Because I'm going to get... Now, he has a lot of cavalry. Should I start in square?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but...
Yeah, I think your chances of forming
Really?
square are pretty good. The Russians, at a range of 4 hexes, it's almost automatic.
Oh.
Even
Oh,
at,
these are blended
yeah,
units.
even at 2 hexes, you're pretty good. You'd have to roll, 51 or better to fail.
I could put a unit... Are you looking at Streisand? I could put a unit there or my artillery piece. It'd be out of command, but at least it's in there. But he can set up an artillery 2-way, which would be really aggressive, but I could.
No, just try to keep everybody in.
Just keep them together?
Yeah, keep them together. Kind of
Alright.
see what happens.
All right. Now, do I have anything else? Let's see. Those guys. Salesians are not mine.
Sicilians.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah, I mean you've got these guys down here.
Oh, those are mine too?
Yeah, those are that. So
they're
that's
Prussian.
part of the reserve, right?
Yeah, they're Prussians, though.
And these guys are part of the reserve too, right? So we've got a reserve corps, right? The reserve corps has those guard units, these guard units, that guard cavalry, and then these guys here. No, I think these are I think they're part of your.
So
Let's
those would be
see.
mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the commanders you have for Whittington is you've got the avant-garde division, which is under Roth, which is the guys you set up.
Got that one.
Then
Yeah.
you've got the 1st Russian Corps under
Gorchakov.
Gorchakov, which I think
Okay.
is this group down here, right?
Number 3.
Yep, that's Gorchakov. So those guys are yours. And then you've got
Okay.
the Hussar division under Miloznov, and I don't know where he is.
Oh, he's over here. Okay. He's at the 0 hex between here. I'm clicking on the map, this guy.
Oh, okay. Yep. Right. So
Cool, 'cause
those
I'm
are the
gonna
ones
run here.
that are part of Whittington. And then Mirodorovich is got the reserve column, and those are those guard grenadiers, guard division, Prussian guard division, reserve artillery, all of those guys. So you between you and Mike, you can set those guys up.
Yeah, I'll run any of the Russians. And Mike can have all the rest.
It's like a party.
Keeps it simple.
Yep.
God, this is a crazy setup.
All right, 1, 2, 3. 3 hexes, all this shit. I need to get in line. 1, 2, 3. Can I start with an AM.
Yeah, sure.
Because I want to start with the guys that are set up 3 to have an AM towards Streisand.
So I do one. All right. All right. Where is?
I place that after setup though, right?
Yeah.
All right. So these guys need to be in road march. Let's see. 3.
6 is. This is a brigade.
And it's 4 per hex road march.
Yes.
Nah, that sucks.
2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, these stupid brigades.
So Eric,
Yes.
if we go to Gidhursti, which is way down south below Kolschlitz,
Yep.
We've got the units there. Do you think they need to go this direction or this direction?
They will probably need to go north towards my
Well, I
side of the map.
mean, east or west. I mean, but because or just
Yeah,
straight up
yeah,
this road.
Yeah.
Nice cavalry.
Yes, it is. He's got very nice
Hey, Rick?
cavalry.
Yes.
Did you check if? Well, no, I could do the counting. Never mind. I wanted to see if Von Cleese was in radius of Barclay. Actually, where is Barclay?
Barclay is over with the Tsar and the King and everybody else over
he's
on
in
the other side
Prolis?
of the map. Yes.
Okay.
So he's got to hightail it over to your part of the universe, and then you guys have to kind of like meet up with him and start doing
Oh,
getting everyone.
so until then
activated.
we just kedge. That's really it.
Well, no. We've got 7 command
Okay.
points, so we can give
All
you a
right.
command point, and you can go
Sure.
do something.
You done with setup already, Rick?
What?
You done with setup already?
Getting there.
Okay.
Why?
I was just curious. Fusiliers in this part of the world, is there any significance to them?
Yeah, they are your better troops. They can go into skirmish order. They have a better fire multiplier than your regular musketeers. So the
Got it.
Fusiliers are sort of your best trained troops. Then your first and
Sure.
second battalions are okay, and then your Landwehr are less
Crap.
than ideal. Yeah,
They're conscripts who die.
pretty much, in a word. In 2
Eric.
words. Yes.
In heights, are these units injured?
Where are you at?
In heights?
Kites. Give me a second. Let me roll over there.
Kind of south of my
Okay.
division.
Yeah. Let me take a look here real quick. So that is Jaegers and the Pioneer Battalion. So Jaegers.
I have the hardest time reading these setup because the names are just, they're French to me or Austrian.
Yeah, so the 1st Jaeger Battalion has got 3 hits on it. The 2nd Jaeger Battalion has got 3 hits on it. And the Pioneer Division has no hit
Where do you
zones.
see that?
I'm
the
looking.
rules?
I'm on page 29 of the scenario booklet that came with the game.
Yeah.
It's,
Okay. I'm in
it's
there
got
with you.
3
Which
little
column?
asterisks next to it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about these horses then. Where do we want to send because I could be within 10 hexes of here, so I can go over here.
I would
want me
keep
to-
them. I would keep them here in the center so that you could use them on the French. So
Okay.
I would have them, here somewhere, kind of
Okay.
behind your troops, so that they
Okay,
could
behind
come
the
out.
troops, not in front.
Nope, not out in front. Not. I mean, we don't want them catching cannonballs. So
Okay.
that's what our infantry is for.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and just kind of keep them back behind the line, and that way then we can move them forward. He doesn't have a lot of cavalry over there, and so we could then use that to
who
kind
are
of
these
punch
two
him.
leaders, and how do these two leaders relate to what I've got going on here?
All right, so Hess. So who is that? That is
This is
Hess
Hessen
Homburg.
Homburg.
He is the corps leader for the right wing corps. Right?
Okay.
So
he
anything
needs to
that's-
be there.
Yeah. So he should be, if possible, stacked here with Schwarzenberg. So that way then,
Okay.
then
That's
he-
within
he
10,
can-
so he's
yep,
10.
yep. And then you should
Right.
have another leader for that regiment of,
So right like that guy right there.
yeah. So he's your corps leader. Yep. Or your division leader. What's his name?
Says Nostritz.
Nostitz.
Nostitz.
Yep. Okay.
Oranek.
Yep. So he's a divisional leader. So as long as guys are within 3 of him, they are okay. Oh yeah, and I got to remember to turn all my guys to cavalry to face vertices. Okay, I'm old school.
No. Deployed his young guard. He does have artillery. He has to set up there. That's going to be way out of range. Okay, I'm going to be safe. All right.
And 3 hexes.
All right. So, and a road is a road is a road. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
By any other name, a road.
Are you going to move towards or away from Gruna? Rick.
I'm gonna move towards or away from Gruna. I'm attacking, so I'm moving away from Gruna.
Okay. I probably want to occupy it, so yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm not
3.
I'm not
4,
going
5,
near it.
6.
I'm moving away from it,
Okay. Bravely moving away from it.
of course. So when it says within 7 of, Strahelm, can I pick a particular town hex and move 7 away from it, or is it
Yeah.
a specific town
No,
hex?
you can pick whatever makes you happy
4, 5, 6, 7. Well, okay.
within reason.
4, 5, 6. No, that's not what you said. But within 8, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. What? an 8 hexagon, but within 7 hex. How does that work? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 3, 7. So it's a specific spot. Kind of forcing me to be up here then. Weird. 2, 3, 7, 8. All right.
One, two, 1, 2. Okay, so
All right, and then what other Russian forces do I have?
Gostrich.
Mhm. So is it the Grenadier Corps? That's the Russians?
Yes. So
Oh,
with
there's
that
the
reserve corps, there's a grenadier division, there's a guard division, there's the reserve artillery, and there's a Prussian guard division. So there should be 2 Russian divisions, one of grenadiers and one of guard.
Yep.
And Mirodorovich is your
He's getting
commander.
Mirodorovich.
Mirodorovich.
Oh, he's next to Constantine or whatever? Okay.
Yep.
Huh. And then Reserve Artillery of the Guard Corps. That's part of a separate group, right? That's not Russian.
It's probably, it could be Russian guns, right?
I don't know.
I don't know either. If they've got little green jackets, they're Russians.
Alignment.
Well, Reserve Artillery of the Guard Corps.
Yeah.
So
Most
they're
of
all
that,
Russian.
yeah, it all looks like it's Russian.
All right.
And you've got a couple of Cossacks as well. You've got two regiments of Don Cossacks.
The 815s. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So they're all
Right.
part of that.
So I'll take those and those. All right. Let me see where those guys are. Because I'm going to move this all down over there to my side of the world.
So, question, Eric, where? So you got Zisternich and Strelin, with due south of that is Gostrich. Right here where this one is, there's the reserve artillery. So they start on top of a hill. What is? I should probably push them forward into cross the river. Push them up closer to Zisternich and Strelin.
This stuff here?
This right here.
Ah. Yeah.
It's the Royal Prussian Reserve Artillery.
Yeah.
So, the idea is that I should take these and try to move them down here into this valley and get them out here somewhere.
That would be a good idea. Yeah.
Okay.
So ideally, right, you're going to have. So I don't think you can deploy these guys. So the villages are general order terrain. I don't think you can have this guy in 2 hexes. He's not in line. He's in general order. This guy that's here in Strelin, right?
Okay.
I mean, unless
villages are JO. Yeah.
I mean, unless they've done something different, which wouldn't surprise me. Cultivated village, orchard, thicket. They are considered, so you can have them in skirmish order, in general order terrain. Otherwise, they would just be deployed in one hex.
All right, but getting back to the artillery, okay, so I want to bring them down. Okay.
Yeah, so
All
you
right,
want
very
to
good.
get them across, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you could keep them in, have them there. And then these other units that are here in Gostrich, they're going to come out across. So it depends on what the French do. When we were playing, the French attacked in this gap between Strelin and the Austrian forces.
Sure.
And they came there onto the Kotzbach, and then we sent in the Prussians that were back here to kind of, stop them.
Sure.
So that's kind of what I imagine that you could be doing with those guys.
Increments. And a road is a road is a road. All right, so 1, 2, 3.
So let me deal with the guys here in Plowin, Mitch.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
fine.
So for the most part,
I was going to ask you where all that thing.
very rarely am I going to be asking for a command point. Maybe one command point over on this side, but for the most part, I'm trying to get people set up so that they are within. So I don't have to do anything with them. So they're in the best possible defensive positions. Is my general idea.
All right, with the 1 hex of any part of this label. Uh-huh. Okay.
You got some really nice cavalry in Lobta. Or Lobta.
Yep, I got to figure out what to do with it.
Give it to me.
You think you need it?
I need all the help I can get. Because we are Russians. Mother Russia.
You gotta work on that, Rick, and you gotta use the panache.
No, not yet. Not yet. Wait till I'm rolling dice. All right. This might be your unit, my friend.
Where?
You're looking at it. Southish here.
Yeah, that is mine. Yeah, that's Landwehr.
Ew. Does it have to be there? I can stack, right? It's fine. I can stack. I forgot I can stack in this game. Never mind. I'll just stack.
Yeah, be cool, man.
Forgot I can stack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were so used to not being able to stack in our Mont Saint Jean game.
Yeah.
So Bob's friend, Rick, the guy that was playing Army Group North with, there was a couple times he popped his head into your room, and he came back with this like wild look in his face, and I was like, "Are they arguing in there?" And he's like, "Yep." So
right.
Yeah. It was what we call less than optimal, and it wasn't
less than optimal.
Yes. And it was a case where 5 of us agreed on the rules, and one particular individual did not.
Yeah.
And that's where the source of a lot of the noise was.
Can artillery stack in a hex multiple?
Yeah.
Is there a limit?
You've got a limit of 4
clear?
increments.
4 in
Oh,
clear.
yeah, 3. How the hell am I supposed to stack all this stuff? It says stack on the name of the thing, but
Right.
I can't without overstacking.
Just do the best you can.
So does this mean that we can flip and have 4 increments? Sweet.
Yeah.
See what the. Oh, interesting. Wow, Prussian artillery is actually better than the French in Moscow.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Nothing to laugh at.
The Tsar has a lot of money. He does get some good stuff.
What was the one that they What was it? Wasn't it the Prussians in the 100 Days? Ended up using a whole bunch of captured French artillery, if I remember correctly, from like the 1813 and 1814 campaigns.
Oh yeah. There was a lot of stuff left lying around.
Yeah, they just repainted it from green to blue.
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right.
The artillery was painted?
Yes.
Yeah, you paint the caisson and you paint the carriages.
Okay.
And the color depended upon the nation.
Yep.
So not the guns themselves, but the wood parts.
No, yeah, the wood parts.
Yeah, the brass was colored differently depending upon the nation, but it was all like a deviation of brass, right? Nobody had any gold artillery. Oh, that would have been cool.
The Guards artillery wasn't gold plated.
Yeah. That would have been sweet. I think even Napoleon had his limits, though. 1 battery, 12 combined. Increments, 1 battalion. Cool Prussian guards. They had pom-poms. All right, Jagers. Zufus. Ooh, they have good morale too. 15, 14. Look at that. Ooh, look at that.
You're badass. I'm playing them.
I
I'm
like
fighting
that.
at Aristad. I mean, they are tough.
There's just so few of them, though. That's the problem. I think they're gonna have to go save the day. All
Nice
right,
reserve.
Bavarians. 1, 2, 3.
These guys.
No, I don't want to do that. Five, 6.
Now, do they have to be? Never mind. Do I have to have them broken down, or can they start in the regiments?
Let's take a look. I think you've got. Is it the guard, the grenadier guard, and
Yeah.
stuff like that? Yeah, they
Yeah.
do have regimental counters.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so if you wanted to put them in regimental presentation, you could, but you can stack the battalions without having a leader. So unlike 5th edition,
Yeah. Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's put.
Doesn't feel quite as massive as Borodino.
Well, that's because I think the map is
Borodino's freaking massive.
Yeah, but the difference is that with Borodino, there's large sections of the map that nobody's at. You know, like way up north, there's not much anything going on up there, and a lot of stuff down south. There's not a lot going on down there. Once the Poles march on, so here you've got stuff like spread out over this entire big battlefield. So instead of having everything kind of all jammed together, it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more. The density of the counters isn't quite as intense as it was.
Mm-hmm. Not quite as much a huge traffic jam to start with.
Yes. Still a traffic jam.
Yeah.
Well, the French are setting out to attack. I can see that.
Bring it on. All right.
Well, and that's fine if they do. That's the best way for them to keep us away from the redoubts is to fight us way out in the hinterlands.
All right, so rotor. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so Rick in Seydlitz, the Russian Reserve Cavalry Corps can deploy within 6. I am going to, and Eric, keep me honest here if this is a terrible idea, but I was going to move them in the direction of the garden and try and cross the land graben as soon as possible. Or does that need to support Rick up by Striesen?
So,
So Rick is sending the guard, the Volksgrenadier, reserve artillery, all the Russian stuff is going to be heading to Stralsund. So I'm going to be a little bit of a slow boat initially, allowing that stuff to get there, and then I'm all in.
right. So what I'm thinking is that you're going to have. So the Russians are going to be operating kind of between Stralsund and Gruna, and the Prussians are going to be operating between Gruna and Strehlen, right? And if you've got Barclay de Tollet kind of, somewhere in this general vicinity here, right? That's going to be, he's then going to be able to keep everybody, happy, or, at least the bulk of your stuff, kind of keep it happy.
Sure.
And I think what you can do with the Prussians is, you've got your regular troops that are part of a Kleist's corps, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna come up on either side of Streisand, right? So you get the whole corps active, and then you can hit the French. What is that? 14th Corps. Yep, and start to push them back, and then from there we can see which way to go. Either to turn and assist the Russians with the against the Guard, or turn the other way and help the Austrians against the Sixth Corps. How's it going with you, Mitch? You got everybody more or less?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get an idea of where people are going to go, right? So let's kind of walk through my thinking here. I've got this division here.
Bianchi, right? So we've
I feel
got.
like he's going to go this way.
No, I. Who is Bianchi with? He is with Hesse Homburg, right? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 divisions of infantry that are part of Hesse Homburg's group. Plus, you've got the light division, and then you've got 2 cavalry divisions as well. So you've got that's a pretty good sized one. So let's see. Civil Alert is here. Who is this? I'm going to move that off. Correlato is there, right? Let's see who else.
And I thought he
I've
would
got.
come with here and
Yep.
here.
Yep. So what I would do is I would have Bianchi come over this way, right? Head towards the. So have him head up on the other side of Plauen.
Oh.
So bring him over this way, so that you keep everybody, at least potentially. The potential is you can activate, multiple divisions with your corps leader.
Mm-hmm.
And
so this division, and this division.
Yep, and then you've got Chastler. Who is Chastler? Where is Chastler? Nope, that's Hecht.
Maybe here by the river.
Yes. He's got your grenadiers. So your grenadiers are really good. They're your best units as far as combat goes. And you've got, it looks like, these guys and these guys are all part of that grenadier battalion.
He should start like here. Is that right? No, who's he in charge? Who is this guy?
So that is, let me look it up. So that is Chastler, and Chastler is with the
First Reserve Division. Grenadier battalions.
Hesse Homburg.
So is it these?
You've got Girth, Hecht. Tornado Chancellor. First Reserve Division within 8 hexes of Shozu and within 8 hexes of Plauen, but on the right bank of the Weiseritz. And so he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 battalions, which are these 4 here, and then 12 hexes of Chositz and 10 of Kotz. These guys here are also part of his.
Okay.
So, and he's
They're
going
gonna
to
have to
start.
catch up.
Yep. They're going to have to regroup towards him.
Okay. And they'll kind of fill in here.
Yeah. So there are your. So they are some of the best units that the Austrians have, right? If we take a look at
Okay.
them, they've got decent morales, right? In the either the low 20s or in the teens,
Yeah.
right? But then more importantly, they've got a really good fire multiplier. So I'm pretty sure. Let me check. Like most of our stuff has got a multiplier of 2. These guys.
Oh,
have
really?
got yeah. So the regular Austrian musketeers have got a multiplier of 2. The grenadiers and the Jaegers have a multiplier of 3. And the Grenzers have a multiplier of 3 when they're in skirmish. So the grenadiers are the best.
Is that these guys here?
So the Grenzers, yeah, the Grenzers are the guy with the little brown jackets. They're our light infantry. So they are our skirmishers, right? And if you look
No, I
at it,
didn't see anybody close enough to get in and get on them, so I left them in column for right now.
Yeah.
Layman is done.
But I guess if they're grenadiers, they move just as fast in skirmish.
First.
Well, your grenadiers. So these are not grenadiers; these are Grenzers.
Oh, okay.
So Grenzers are light infantry, right? So they are like the equivalent of a French
They got a
tirailleur.
range of 2, right?
They do, right? So they're just
But
like
they
a
don't
regular. They're just like a regular skirmisher in that regard. The only ones that we have that are rifle armed are these ones that are down here, that are in cots, the ones that are partially shot up from the day before.
Oh, down here.
Yeah. So those guys, they can shoot out at a range of 3, and because they have rifles, so they are.
Which might be helpful later in the game.
Yeah. It never hurts to have some rifles, and they're part of the light division under Liechtenstein. So they're with this. These guys up here are all part of that light division that's out there in front.
Okay.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? Welcome to the crazy uniforms of the Austrian army, Mitch.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty wild.
There's no sort of like, hey, this is an Austrian unit. Sort of.
Well, it's actually pretty easy to tell. Almost all of the line infantry have got white jackets. The Hungarians have got the blue pants, and then the Austrians have either white or gray pants. The guys that have gray pants, or gray jackets. I'm not
The
sure
Jaegers.
if they are. No, they're not the Jaegers. I'm not sure if they are the Landwehr units or not. I'd have to.
Oh,
take a look and
yeah.
see.
It's Landwehr. It is.
Yeah. And then the guys with the brown jackets, those are all the Grenzers. And so the Grenzers historically were deployed to the frontier against the Ottomans. And so they're used to sort of skirmishing and the sort of the rough hills and stuff like that of the Balkans. And so historically they, in the 7 Years' War, the Austrians were using Grenzers as skirmishers way ahead of anybody else.
Okay.
Yeah. So they sort of pioneered a lot of this stuff with the skirmishers. during the
Even like
7
French
Years' War.
Revolution, they're pre-French Revolution time.
Yes, yes, yeah. So this is Frederick the Great. So in some of the different battles that we've been playing, that are part of the battles of the Age of Reason, the Grenzers are, causing the Prussians all kinds of fits because they
Should I
are.
deploy them in skirmish order or not?
Not yet. I mean, what you're going to do is at some point in time, you got to kind of move them up, and we're going to kind of see where they go. But yeah, they make a very nice skirmish line. And so you can then, use them as skirmishers to, shield your guys as they're coming forward. It's just like you'd use a normal skirmisher.
Mm-hmm. Okay, nice.
And girth.
Suicide shock troops.
What's that?
Suicide shock troops.
Yeah, not really. I mean, their morales aren't the best in the universe, and they are
okay.
pretty small. But here's the nice thing. Take a look at how many pips you see on them.
None.
There's just one pip. They're companies.
Oh, yeah.
So they can get shot to crap and destroyed and doesn't affect our army morale because they're not battalions, right? So you use them to shield the battalions, and that's what their purpose is.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just going to move this other group of guys over here. They're Bianchi, just to have him, right? He's just going to move his guys that way towards you.
Yep.
And then what we'll have to do is we gotta try to kind of see, got to prevent the French from moving around behind us or over the river and through the woods, all that good stuff.
Where's now? Or not?
Yeah, and usually the Hungarians have got better morales than the Austrian units.
And you said the Hungarians were the which pants?
The Hungarians have got the blue pants.
Oh, okay. There's not very many.
Go
Well,
big
I guess
blue.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I got some over here then, and I got some over here.
Yeah, they're all interspersed with the
They're all over
Austrians.
here. Yep, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
But generally speaking, they typically have a slightly better morale than everybody else.
Well, I see. These are 1R, and these are 1R.
Yep.
These are 2R. And
Yep.
we have some landwear. I guess no, that's cavalry.
That's cavalry back there.
Yeah. Okay. It's 3R.
Yes.
We got some 1s and some right-wing cavalry.
Right. Yeah. So for Hesse-Homburg, you've got the 1st Line Division and the 3rd Line Division. So those are the ones. So that's Colloredo is with the 1st, and Sivillert is with the 3rd. And then you've got the 1st Reserve Division, which is Kassler. That's the Grenadiers. And then you've got the 2nd Reserve Division, which is Bianchi. right?
Bianchi over here. Is this Bianchi?
That's Bianchi
Okay.
over there. Yep.
Okay.
So that's
Convert.
kind of how you got everybody out there. And then
Now,
you've got
Would these guys be better placed on the road directly?
who's placed on the road.
These Hungarians, this row of three.
You can either,
they be
I mean, you can either have them there or you can have them over here. They're, they're gonna, you're gonna be marching them in this direction up this way.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't want to have them on the road, then you can just have them on this side instead, right? It's probably, although I don't know.
Might
I
be a
mean,
little-
you've got a
This
stacking
might
of
be a little
19.
chatty.
You can't have 19 stacked there. You can't have 20. So this stack is okay. And this
Oh, I'm
stack is
overstacked?
okay. This one is overstacked because it's
Okay.
20 increments, right?
Okay.
And then this is overstacked because it's 19. And this one's overstacked because it's 19. Yeah, so just keep that in mind because the
Okay.
they're these big, huge, battalions.
Mm-hmm.
Forget about these guys, Rick.
Yeah.
Which guys?
These guys, the guys I'm flashing over here.
Aren't
No,
those
no.
yours?
No, those are Russian.
Horse 282.
It's the lifeguard CAs.
282 up first career division 282.
They got the double-headed eagle.
Nice. I mean, I'll take them.
Yeah, I'm all but certain that they're yours. Uniforms, I mean, yeah.
Right. And then don't forget you've got this cavalry that's out here between Gruna and Strahlen. And these guys look like they are Russians.
Click on them. Click
They're
on them.
over here.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Expects the
yeah. I
guard.
got those. Yeah.
So you
Got
just
those.
want to,
I haven't labeled them yet. I'll get
just
there.
deploy them.
They are deployed.
Oh, are you going to?
Yeah, they
face
have
them
to be
towards the
within
hex side?
7. Why did I need to be at a hex side?
I mean a vertex,
Because otherwise
Why
they're gonna call them and
Why do I
then
need
you'll
them on vertex?
because this
Do
is.
I need to be in line right
Regs.
now?
If you're in column, you got to stretch them out.
Oh, I'm in those what you call it?
Yeah, column of companies. If you
Oh,
got them that way.
got it. I forgot. Thank you. I'm like, why?
Yeah,
Yeah.
these
Well,
guys that I flashed.
just be careful
Rick.
because he's got cavalry just to the west of you.
Oh, south of me? Oh, yeah,
No.
west of
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
You might
1,
want to
2,
point you might want to point
1,
towards
2,
the foe.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So you might want to turn to the
3, 4, 5,
sort of
6, 7.
northwest.
How far forward do they have to be?
They have to be between the two,
Between the two towns.
Gruna and Strahlen.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where they have to be.
Yeah, you could
You
pull them
could
back
get-
a few
yeah.
hexes, right? If you
Well,
1,
you
2,
could
3, 4,
deploy them
5,
in,
6, 7. So 7 from the town of Strulin, so
right.
whatever way, and then 8 from Gruna. So where the leader is 7,
Right.
and then
but they could be
1,
pulled back further.
6, 7,
Right. So this
8.
hex here is also fits
So
that.
8.
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then
You might think about column of companies. It does provide a huge. He's got some nice cavalry there, doesn't he? You got to be able to stand up to that. Maybe deploy your guns to ready.
I don't know. I was thinking of leaving, but I could deploy
Yeah.
him.
No. I mean, it just depends on who gets the chit kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, how is it for me to limber these guys?
That's a great question.
I think it's like a 1 through a 4.
So Russian foot batteries, 3 through 6.
Okay.
No, horse batteries are 3 through 6. Foot batteries are 4, 5, or a 6. Prussians.
So 3 through 6.
Yep, 3 through 6. +1 if they're guard. +1 if a leader with a bonus is stacked with them. The Prussians, horse on a 4, 5, or a 6, foot on a 5 or a 6, and the Austrian horses are a 3 through 6, and then foot batteries on a 5 or a 6.
Wow, they're terrible.
Yeah, pretty much. In a word, the Austrians are sort of they were the last ones to mobilize, right? So if you think about it, the Prussians and the Russians have already fought at Lutzen. They've already fought at Bautzen. So they got people that have got some experience in this campaign in 1813. The Austrians mobilized after the armistice.
What about deploying these 2 units here in multi-hex line?
Skirmish?
No, like this.
Skirmish or line?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like a wider line. Would be maybe my suggestion.
Because my speed is greater than theirs.
Yeah, so you'll be able to move away as you like.
Oh, yeah, you could outrun them.
You leave your guns behind, but who cares, maybe.
I mean, I
remember your leader does not
plan on leaving.
Yeah.
So.
I'm just
forward.
You could also like deploy them in sort of a wedge, like this X and this X, this X and this X. So you're facing these guys and these guys.
Yeah. Why not? I don't
He's
care.
going to hit you both directions if he gets the chin order right.
Leaving.
And that will help limber that gun or remove that. Yeah, that's a good idea, I think. With 9, you can actually go into 3 hexes if you want.
No, I think you need to have 4 per hex.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's 4, 4, and 1.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So it'd be 3 per.
Okay. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna get back to what I was doing. All right, those guys in the middle. Who do they report to? Yeah, so I was giving all the reserve cavalry to you.
That was the reason you.
These guys need to be.
So this is one of your Cuirassier divisions right there. I think it's like second.
The first Cuirassier division.
It is 1 second.
1610.
Yes. First Cuirassiers.
All right, I'll take them. I don't care. I don't know where the leader is.
Russian.
You can call them. And they need to be fixed.
I mean, you want me to take out the cab? I'll take out the cab, but it is Russian. Just saying.
I will take Cav. Sure, I'll take it. Consider it mine.
All right.
6 from 7 from Torno.
I mean, more cab than I can charge. I mean, yes, please.
5,
But
6, 7. Right.
Hey, all these cavalry are poorly. They're all in column.
Yeah, I know. I have to switch it.
Okay, you're getting on that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get there. Thank you.
All right. Sorry.
Thank you. No, you're good. You're good. I'm gonna do it here too. Do 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 do.
Those are great cavalry.
Lifeguard.
And then who do these guys report to? Deprova. Oh my god, why isn't it not taking that? Huh. All right, where was I? Okay, next. These guys fucking stain. You guys waiting for me?
Nope. I'm just double checking everything on my side of the map here, making sure it's in the right spot. And also checking the rules for all of this terrain. Like we were just playing at Waterloo, and like the sunken roads, there was a very detailed rules for sunken roads. Here, nothing. Bupkis on the sunken roads. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So unlike the rules for Mont Saint Jean, where the sunken roads provided some fire defense and some defense against assaults, this doesn't seem to have anything particular about it. At least nothing that I can find. It just seems to cost to go across it.
Just extra points.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, doesn't provide any other sort of benefit.
In the game
So
I was playing
Ross-
against Brennan the other day, he
Right.
deployed a lot of his cavalry and column of companies because it provides such a huge reaction zone. I don't know if that's something that might be helpful or not in some of these areas.
Yeah, he did that with his heavy cab too, which was irritating. Slowing down my infantry. It's like, come on. Really used. But because he's dicking around with that, it allowed me to sweep in from behind and kill a bunch of his artillery. So good job.
What game is that? Is that the
That was the one at Gettysburg.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was a fun game. Yeah, because I think he did have let's see. Hecht. Where does Hecht start?
Oh, I have to set these all up in the right battalions.
Yeah. So that is the tricky part, keeping everybody in the right.
I
keeping
didn't
track
even
of
pay
who's who.
attention to that 25th. What is it? 20th. All right, so let's do the 20th. That's the 25th.
Let's see. Who are those guys? Rocknitz. Jaeger's number 7. 6-horse battery. Hard egg. Okay.
Have I missed anybody?
Bottom right corner.
Bottom right. Oh, number 1. Who are these
Yeah.
guys? More?
Oh no, more Russian cuirassiers. Oh no.
Which one are these ones? Are these the 3rd and the 2nd? So that's Duca and Kitov. Okay. Hey man, I'll take it. I'm not
I
complaining.
will take all the cuirassiers you want to give me, man. Because again,
Too late. Too late. You gave
never
it to
met. Well, they're Russian. I mean, you had to take a Russian, so it's all good, man.
True. But if you want some, let me know and I'll think about it.
Cav? Oh,
For a
I will
second.
always take Cav.
For a second. And I'll be like,
Will always.
yeah, about that. All right, who's in charge of the second?
I can't do.
You have Prussian cav, don't you?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not the heavy armored cav you have.
All right, well, I'll keep these guys in reserve for you, just in case.
Ooh.
Maybe. We'll see how I feel.
Yeah, you've got some really nice stuff over there to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of changes everything, really. Well, my plan a little bit.
All right.
Anduka. Mm-hmm. Where's Galitzin?
Galitzin. Let's see if he's with all the monarchs. No,
Remember the guy in charge of that cav, Rick, is the like literally the only commander we have that has special ability of any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's Galitzin.
Decent.
Oh, I found him. All right, Galitzin. So don't charge him into melee, is what you're saying.
Generally speaking, correct.
I'll think about it.
Well, unless you are doing a grand charge à cheval, and it's going to blow a hole in the enemy. So they've got who? They've got Marat and they've got Latour Malberg are their two special guys. Other things to keep in mind, the Cossacks and the Prussian Landwehr, with the exception of the Guard Don Cossacks, they have to make a morale check if they want to declare a charge. And if they fail, they just don't charge. They're not, they're not marked disordered or routed or anything like that.
Okay. All right. Right on.
Cool.
This cavalry down here, somebody, do you want me to put it in line to the left of the big stack of my leaders in Ponta or whatever?
These guys here?
Yeah, they're not mine. Do you want me to put them
Oh
in?
no, those are mine.
There we go.
Those are. Oh god, who is those guys with?
They are probably with your, with one of your, with a Kleiss Corps.
Yeah,
they're with Kleiss Corps. I'm just trying to remember.
They've got the little K up in the upper.
No, I'm trying to figure out which brigade that they're with. So that is the 9th. That's Zethan. All right.
And then you have Wilder, the guy's over to the left a bit. These guys, should they be in line?
Hold on a second. I'm doing some labeling.
I love my labels.
Yeah, well, that's handy, particularly since the color of the unit's
saying,
belt
Rick?
is it's hard sometimes.
So you have this cavalry. Are they supposed to be in line? Or
Flash
do
it
you want
again.
them in columns of
Over
company?
here. So kind of down the road from Torna.
Oh,
Or are they in columns of company?
yeah, I should probably. Well, they can't be because they're supposed to be within one of.
As long as one hex of them is in range, they can go further.
Yeah.
Oh, so as long as one of them is okay. All
Mhm.
right. So then I can start the back right here and then move them forward.
Huh? I think that's a gamey question you should ask Eric.
Are you got them in road column or something, or?
Well, if I put them in column of companies, they have to be within one of the name.
Right.
So I could put the back end of the column here and move them up, or just does the head of the column have to start right there?
I don't know that it makes a big difference one way or the
Need
other.
further.
I mean, if it says within one, then as long as you're within one, you're within one. So
Yeah, we'll do that.
And when you're done with that, I got another group for you.
Flash me the next one.
We're heading northwest a bit.
Okay.
Over here, this cavalry.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about not keeping them in column of company. Because he can't shoot at me, and I do want to move him up, and there's not. Well, I am going to use him on the road.
If you're going to move them on the road, they got to be in road, whatever.
Yeah. And then you have the guys in Gruna also that are currently in columns of company, in air quotes.
Yeah, actually. I want those guys to be in line, actually. Oh, he's got a bunch. Oh, crap. He's got a whole bunch of. He's got the Red Lancers over there. Oh. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Ooh, he could charge me.
One overall thing that's going to be important is that we don't fight across the whole freaking front of this battlefield. That we somehow try to get this force consolidated.
yes.
Otherwise, we'll be fighting Borodino from the French side again.
Got all that god awful Russian artillery in the icon.
No, my goal is to get all our commands intermixed so we have a grand plan that we'll execute in 7 hours from now.
Yes, and everything's out of command, and stuff is.
I'm not bitter, I swear.
Yeah.
Your recap was very well done and very nice.
Thank you. I
was
really tried
impressed.
to be as factual and neutral, if you want to put it that way, as I could. So
Did you just have a fundamental misunderstanding of the way the game is played, or?
I will talk with you when I'm not recording.
Off the record.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was
should be nice.
Yeah. It was one of those things. On Friday before I left, there were some guys and they're like, "Hey, we came over to see what was going on, and gosh, there's all these arguments." And And he's like, was that just a one-off? When I wandered in, I'm like, no, that was going on all week. And this one fella is he's a pastor. And so he's like, oh, son, have a seat. Tell me about it. You need to unburden your soul, kind of stuff here. Tell us all about it. So I had a chance to vent to a bunch of neutral parties who would be, not care one way or the other. So I kind of got it out of my system before I left.
So villages are general order?
Villages are general order. Cultivated terrain is general order. Woods are general order. Towns are general order.
These Prussians need to be in Strelin, need to be oriented. for
Right,
general
they'd be
order.
facing towards a
Hex side.
hex side, yeah.
And
We're
they would
just-
only have-
we're
so-
just
so
gonna
like you-
blame-
you-
Just going to blame Michael for...
So if you do this, for example, what is it? Nobody has a back, right?
It's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out with no rain.
It will be different. There'll at least be... So without the rain, stuff moves at, just incredibly slowly. Right? And the allies, I think, unless you're moving along the highway, your movement is halved for your artillery. So it's a real slog. The French have got full movement capability for their artillery. So what happened was Dresden was their depot, and so with all the rains going on, Napoleon double teams all of the cannon, all of the caisson, and everything else. So he's able to get his artillery moving at regular speed, even in the mud, while the Allies don't have that option. So their stuff all moves at a much slower pace. So, and what Napoleon was trying to do was do sort of a double envelopment of the Allies. He couldn't quite pull it off. He gets basically wrecks all the Austrians on the west side of the Weiseritz, but he's not capable of getting around the right flank of the Allied army.
Is it generally a Napoleon victory, or is it generally an Allied victory?
It was a French victory because they did capture and wipe out, like a whole Austrian corps over on that other side of the Weiseritz. But the Austrians and the Allies are able to extricate themselves and get away. And it could have been a brilliant, move. But what happens is Vendôme, who goes around, Vendôme's not here. Vendôme is marching around to get behind the Allies and cut them off from their retreat. But what happens is he ends up getting surrounded, and his corps then gets lost, captured. So it went from being the potential of, a phenomenal victory to basically a draw at best. And for Napoleon to lose a corps, that was really tough. And then, then later he's sending stuff up to try to take Berlin, hoping that might knock the Prussians out. But then he ends up losing, Oudinot doesn't do very well and has to turn back. And then Ney goes up there and he doesn't do very well and has to turn back. And then I think MacDonald is up against Blucher, and he gets, pretty badly mauled. So wherever Napoleon's at, he's doing pretty well, but his lieutenants are not doing very well. And so that's exactly how the Allies are doing it. It's very Fabian strategy, which is what the Romans used against Hannibal. Don't fight Hannibal. If Hannibal's there, then you pull back. But go ahead and clobber all of his lieutenants and generals and their little armies elsewhere, higgly-piggly. And then finally, when you've built up enough of a force, then you can attack Hannibal. Or in that case, they were laying siege to the different cities that he was drawing supply from, his allies in Italy and Sicily, and eventually it kind of forced him back, and they took all the Carthaginian stuff in Spain. So Hannibal couldn't be everywhere, and eventually, when they started then to attack Carthage itself, he had to go back to try to defend Carthage, and that's where he's defeated there at the Battle of Zama.
In something BC?
Yeah, so this is, off the top of my head, I want to say in the 200 BC, 100.
Like 234 BC or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's after the Peloponnesian Wars, but it's well before, the Roman civil wars with Julius Caesar and Octavian and whatnot. So, and there's multiple Carthaginian wars. I think even after Hannibal, there's another one. I think there's 3 Punic Wars.
Are those going to be in column or line?
Ooh, what are you talking to?
Your Cav, yours. Oh, you're doing it. Never mind. Carry on.
Yeah, so it goes for over 100 years.
Oh my!
Yeah, so from 264 to 146 BC.
I don't think
And
you can
there was-
stack 4 artillery units
How
on
many-
one.
Yeah, how many artillery can you have in road?
No, I'm
it's one
moving
road.
them. I'm just trying to remember where. I don't remember that guy popping out.
So at least in this, stacking is 1 increment of artillery is equivalent to 4 increments of infantry. It's a 1-to-4 ratio. So in theory, in road column, you would have artillery would be, if it's a 2 increment artillery piece, it would be stretched out over 2 hexes.
2 hexes. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can have up to 4 increments in a single hex.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Say it again. I was reading
so
something.
artillery, you can have up to 4 increments stacked in a hex.
Yeah.
And the for combined stacks, it's 1 increment of artillery is worth 4 increments of infantry. So if you've got a 2-factor artillery, that's worth 8 increments of infantry. So you could stack a 10 increment battalion there, provided it's in
So then, what would road column be then for artillery in Dresden?
so it's going to
1
be
increment per
1
hex.
increment per hex. Yeah.
It is okay.
Yeah.
All right.
and this guy would be like 5.
One, two, three, 6. 6.
yeah, these guys are just fantastic. Morales of 42. I think Spanish mob at Albuera had a better morale than that. So yeah, so with the fencing team, we have every day after practice, we rate how they performed. So at the bottom of the scale is mob, and then you have militia, then musketeer, and then I think we've got grenadier, and then finally old guard. And so they're like, "Hey, coach, how did we do today?" I'm like, "Well, you guys were just militia today." Oh no. So they learn a little bit about. So, oh yeah. So our resident fact checker, Grim Harbinger, says the battle where Vendôme ends up losing is the Battle of Culm, and then Zama is in 202 BC. And that, I think that was the Second Punic War.
Michael, you mean all those guys to be in line, or you want them in road column? What are you doing there?
I want him in column. Well, it doesn't really matter, actually.
It does, because if you do this one in column, it'll be 3 long,
Oh, yeah.
and this will be 4 long.
That hex is overstacked. Am I missing something?
Oh, there's 3 of them there.
Yeah, but it's 22 increments.
No, I know. I didn't
Oh.
see that third counter.
Let's
See.
I'm like, is this a
3,
tricky
4,
Regs 30 thing that I missed?
Probably.
Because I want to take advantage of that rule.
Yeah, I'll have to look.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Man, 16 range. Nasty.
What is 16 range?
I was looking at his artillery piece across the Elba River.
Oh, yikes.
Or is it 22 range?
16.
16, okay.
22 firepower.
Got it. Close range. All right. So he's hitting at 8 long range, so 1.5 to 1. Or just 1 to 1. Then 8, 6.
And remember, this time we're playing full ricochet.
Oh,
what does
are
that
we?
mean?
None of this nerfing.
Yeah, so what are we
What-
talking about?
There's no DRM minus for each hex you go through. It's just full firepower in each hex it goes through. You can't like absorb it.
Okay. I'm not wild about that, but that just means we're going to be rolling, 7 or 8 times for every single shot.
Well, that's good.
Well,
Don't stack your forces so that they can do 7 or 8 times.
yeah.
Be wary of it. Brennan will be lining up the maximum shots.
Of course. And he only has some of the best artillery in the entire map there to boot.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I don't suppose the howitzers have ricochet, though. I wouldn't think.
I think I'm going to wrap up the live stream at this point. We've got most everything set up that needs to be set up. So, I don't know that we have anything else entertaining to do. Let's see. Grimm says, but had Dresden and Kotzbach been victories, even with the loss of Kulm, Napoleon would have had the scale of things come up ahead, even if not by a lot. Yep, unfortunately, that's not how things went. Or maybe fortunately, depending on if you wanted to survive the Napoleonic Wars.